Hello and welcome back to another F122 video. Today it is back with Psgl round 4 at Jeddah. Heading into this race we are 4 points off the championship leader Barry Boromand, with Thomas Ronhar about 5-6 points behind us. So at the moment it's looking like me versus Barry versus Thomas for the championship at this present moment in time. But yeah, obviously everything can swing around in the matter of one race. So here we go. In the background is my first Q1 run. It's worth to note I had zero confidence on this track. I didn't really do too much preparation. But yeah, I was just struggling. It wasn't to do with the preparation. I was genuinely just struggling around there. So yeah, I wasn't up to the pace I would normally want to be at. But yeah, definitely is still in there to put in a decent qualifying. It was just the confidence was lacking heavily. But through to through sector 1 now, on my first Q1 run. So yeah, pretty tidy, pretty neat and tidy, but just not very fast basically. You'll watch me and you'll be like, how isn't this fast? Because everything looks very neat and tidy, but yeah, I can tell you for free, it is not very quick. You see, it's been a pretty flawless lap so far, hitting every apex, what looks like good minimum speed everywhere. First mistake actually was to missing the DRS line by 1 second into the final sector now. Again, nice and committed. Well, what looks committed, but obviously it's just again not very fast at all. Into the final corner for the first time in quali, little bit too deep, but again, probably only half a tenth loss there. As we come up to the line now, it's a 27.1, so we're nearly we're 2 tenths off pole position nearly, and it looked like a pretty decent lap. So yeah, not ideal for us there. Yeah, I think that lap is a prime example of what I was feeling around this track. He's just under 2 tenths off pole. The lap looked pretty good. Alfie even finished his lap before us, so he had a slightly worse track. So yeah, that just shows everything about our pace here today. But yeah, definitely can still get a good result. It's not saying anything that we can't do. But now this is our first Q2 lap. We did a 1.95 in Q1, looking to definitely improve on this Q2 lap. To maybe down, I was hoping into the 26s on a banker, but you see it up to the line. Also going to be 27.1, so we've only improved 800ths on our first run. So yeah, this is not going well. But we have got another run to sort this out, P9. So we do need to get this run in. It is essential. But now, open up DRS over the line. What are we gonna do? Brake at 100 meters, of course, because that is your braking point, believe it or not. Out of turn 1, 200ths down, not great. Through the first sector, completely missing that. So again, losing another probably half a tenth there. Missing the inside. Again, it's just not hooking up very well at all. As we exit out, we're going to be just about up on our time as we head into the long hairpin, keeping the minimum speed up. A little bit of a snap of oversteer. Now we're starting to gain on the delta, but we need a lot more than this. Into here, good minimum speed through there, hitting it decently, considering we got it pretty well the first lap. That was pretty good. So 700ths up as we head through into the last sector now, completely missing it, and just easy 10th and a bit gone there.
Oh, I'm out.
And I'm saying I'm out because my last corner there definitely wasn't more time, probably half a tenth, and that's it. As we send it in, just gonna send it on the power, and as you see,
Yeah.
no improvement on our time, and that just says it all really.
Cheers the resub, appreciate it, Ethan.
So yeah, cheers for the resub. But yeah, that just says it all pretty much. That was, yeah, I wasn't there. I wasn't committing myself to every corner. You see this Q3, Luke Smith on pole, Alfie Butcher second, Ismail Fassi third, Danny Bresnay fourth, Ruben Pedronio, Tomek,
I
Barry had a bad qualifying, and Tomek had Thomas had a bad qualifying. So that's perfect for us. We're still in this because they both had bad qualifyings. But now this is going to be hard. We've got 3 McLaren, 1 F1 Esports drivers, Wilson Hughes, and 2 McLaren devs in front of us. So this is going to
three
be
McLaren
so
drivers.
hard. But 5 red lights, and away we go for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Getting an absolutely phenomenal start. Already past Alfie. We're going to use the space that we have in front of us. Going to cut to the inside. Actually picking up a first warning. Just wanted to be safe and more safe than sorry.
Oh my
Nearly
god.
getting. That was all my fault. Nearly hitting Can, but then Can goes into the back of his teammate Wilson Hughes, and well, not his teammate, his McLaren teammate. And now Chan has damage, so that is going to be a free position for us. We just got to play it a little bit cautious, and we'll get him into. Should be able to get him into the next corner because he's going to be understeering wide. We're going to be gripping up into the corner. You see into the hairpin. You see he's washing out a little bit wide. We're going to get out the inside. Bit of a snap of overstiff Chan. He's in the wall. So he looks like he's going to be going back to the pits. I think, but this is perfect now. As never mind, binned it on purpose. But yeah, at the time,
Why bin it?
I thought I had Harvey Cowan behind me. This is very embarrassing. I remember doing this. This is very stupid from me. I thought I had Harvey Cowan behind me.
Oh, I've
understeering into him. Actually, that's my fault. And
I can't be bothered, mate.
I thought I got absolutely done around the outside by Harvey Cowan at that point. As we're going for Jack again now, not realising that it is actually Jack on the sauce. We back out in the end because there's just no real reason to fight it. Because I actually realised there that it was
Jack. That's Jack West.
And not
Harvey.
Harvey.
I'm
So yeah, that is completely my fault. We've wasted a bit of ERS, but we should be able to regain it pretty comfortably. Yeah, that was very stupid. But yeah, it didn't hurt us too much in the end, but, well, really at all. On to lap 6 now. Nothing really going on. Yeah, doing pretty consistent times. The times are very slow actually. Yeah, I think in practice we could probably be going a little bit like 2, 3, maybe even 4 tenths a lap faster. So yeah, the lap times were pretty slow at this point. So I see I've regained all the way back up to 100% ERS, and we're just following Wilson in behind, saving some tyres, and doing our thing basically. On to lap 8, Jack West now on the softs is now really struggling, so we're going to whack on the ERS because I realised how easy it was to save, and we're going to should be able to get around the outside of Jack here. He ends up, oh god, squeezing us into a wall nearly. I'm not really sure why he did that.
What are you doing, you fucking idiot?
As I'm angry. Yeah.
What's the point?
That was an interesting one.
Watch yourself half a second there.
But yeah, into turn 1 now. Up behind Wilson Hughes, P12. So at the moment we've gained from P14, but it's not been there's not really been much we can do at this point. Just follow Wilson and wait for him to make that move. You see at lap 11, the first pit stoppers make their move, and I actually thought they were going to stay out, and I was going to be the earliest one on lap 12, but it just shows how clearly wrong I was. How little practice I did. I thought lap 12 was early, but apparently not. There's another few pit. We're going to fake the pit entry, not actually pit, because I was just, after I saw people pit lap 11, I knew lap 11 was early just because you're going to be doing more laps on mediums than hards. So yeah, I've now pretty much in my head committed to going long, and you'll hear one of my strategies I think in a minute as Wilson and his Van Pookie pit. I actually stayed out as we head on to lap 14 now. 60% battery, so we've used a little bit on that lap. So I stayed out mainly because I saw Thomas and that and Alfie, they were all going to be pitting this lap, so I was banking on a safety car, which actually nearly happened because Barry Boromand actually crashed with Danny Beresne, and that's the championship leader pretty much out of the race now. So that is perfect for us. We could be taking the lead in this championship now if we do finish in a somewhat decent position, which, if I'm being honest, is not looking likely right now. Yeah, we're pretty much looking pretty toast at the moment to get any points, and it looks like Thomas Ronhard's in a good position to take the championship lead. But end of 15 now, we are boxing. Here we come, really under the limit, but I just didn't want to take any risk because I didn't do it in practice. Get spot in the pit box perfectly because I'm a goat. No, I'm joking.
Nearly got what I wanted.
But yeah, where are we going to come out? Wilson Hughes actually pitted 2 laps before us, so it'll be interesting to see where he comes out compared to us. As there he is in front of us. We're going to cut the pit entry because that's what we're allowed to. And he's only come out 5 tenths in front of us. So when I saw that, I was like really happy I went long. But again, we've got 9 laps. We've got about a 5-second gap, 3 to 5 second gap in front. 2 cars in front of us that are going to be gaining to that train, and cold tyres. So yeah, we've got to get our move on here. As we head on to the next lap, Jan Halajed. I'm so sorry, that is absolutely horrendous. But yeah, he's actually, I'm pretty sure, an F2, F3 guy, so he's doing really good in this race. Being his first outing in F1, so fair play to him, and he actually lets us go. Mainly because I don't think he really wants to get involved in Mism.
Oh my!
We've missed the corner. Let's say it.
He won't overtake me.
Because he let me pass, I knew Jan wouldn't overtake me back.
Thank you.
I said thank you there. Next up, Wilson on 2 lap older mediums. So we've done this strategy to perfection pretty much. Not really too much more we could have done. On to the next lap now. Harvey Cowan back again for more on us. Yeah, he's gonna again do a service for Wilson because he's in McLaren. We're gonna make him use his battery, as I knew he was gonna be struggling because on old hards.
Oh, he is as well. Okay, let's push you into Wilson then.
As I say, we're gonna push him into Wilson. Mainly because I knew he's not going to take any risk behind Wilson, and we can just slide up the inside, easy move, up into P10. Next up, Wilson, we're going to stick on the ERS again, got the momentum. We looks like we've got a lot of straight line speed too, so up the outside, easy move, up into P9. Now we've got 5 tenth gaps close into Ruben Pedreño to then get the DRS into the second sector, which I was pretty confident I was going to do because these guys are going to be bottled up behind each other, fresher tyres and no dirt, yeah. So we gained 3 tenths already, and by this point I just knew I was going to get his DRS, which is perfect for us. You see it through the first sector, pretty much within this, within where we need to be, into the hairpin, and you see, yeah, 9 tenths. That is exactly what we need. And we got the DRS pretty comfortably without using the RS, which is exactly what we needed. So this comeback drive is still on. Barry's completely out the race now. You see the McLaren into turn 1, that is Barry. So unfortunate for him, but very good for us. Thomas is actually up in P4 or 5 right now. So yeah, not ideal, but yeah, we are making this recovery work job pretty well. We've only got 3 laps left now though, as we right up behind Ruben Pedroño, force him into using his battery and then use it all the way around the outside. Up next, Tomek Peradžić. I think he's on the oldest tyres out of anyone. So the hardest one was Ruben. We got stuck behind him for 2 or 3 laps, so that halted our progress quite drastically. But yeah, up next, Tomek Peradžić, like I said, on the oldest tyres, and we're gonna eye up and move on him. Use the battery. He's not using as much as us. He's gonna defend the inside, but then I knew this corner opens up, so we're gonna go to the inside. He didn't defend it well enough, and we're gonna be up the inside, 4th gear, using the fresher tyres, get on the battery, more ERS, and this should be a pretty easy position. Turn off the ERS to save the battery as much as possible. As next up, Istvan Pukki. So these guys are the guys that started like top 5, so we've done a really good job here to close up to the back of them. We're gonna stay on board for these last 2 laps actually, because I think these are quite valuable to some people on how you should probably think heading into these last 2 laps. By this point, I knew Alvaro's tyres were older than Pukki's, so my whole aim wasn't to get up to the back of Pukki. My aim was to. I pretty much knew that they were going to go side by side because everyone's going to be using down this long straight on the last lap. Alvaro is probably the most likely to make a mistake as he's on the oldest tyres, less grip. So yeah, we're pretty much just eyeing up the last lap now. He's here, not wanting to follow too closely. Still got a decent amount of battery, so that will come in pretty handy. As you see me taking the deepest breath since sliced bread. Yeah, this was a very hot, sweaty race basically. We yeah, pretty much did everything we could in the race to get up the grid, and I was sweating quite hard. But yeah, into the last lap now. The guys behind are crashing into each other for some reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe they just want to. But you see it up behind Istvan. 35%. So we saved quite a lot of battery here, actually. More than I thought. Using a little bit off the exit just to make sure we're close enough. But yeah, just after 50, we're gonna head into the apex. I knew I didn't have to use much ERS because I had the freshest tyres. Most ERS probably out of anyone. But now you see it. This is what I need. Istvan Pukki is putting pressure on Alvaro Carreton, which is pretty much what I knew would happen in these last laps.
Someone's going to overshoot that.
I say someone's going to overshoot the chicane. Who is it going to be? It's most likely going to be Alvaro, what I was thinking in my head. As we look up ahead, it is Alvaro. He's overshot the chicane. Istvan Pukki's pretty much in the wall. Now they're going side by side, and this is our absolute perfect opportunity to get this move done. We're going to turn off the battery, take a wide line. Alvaro's the perfect one to be flashing. So we're going to set up the exit, get on the inside, use all the existing battery, the fresher tyres. We're going to get him up to the line. Istvan Pukki has a 5-second penalty, so in the end we're going to finish P5, which is absolute perfect recovery. That is like the max. We probably could have fought for a podium if I would have played it a little bit differently. But yeah, that is a pretty much ideal race, and now we're in the lead of the championship. 1 point behind is Thomas Ronhaar, 2 points. No, 1 point also behind is Barry Boromand. So yeah, that is an absolute ideal race. Obviously, you want to be winning, but circumstances, you got to take what you can get, I guess. And yeah, that's a very good recovery. So yeah, that's that. I appreciate everyone watching. Next round is in. I'm struggling. I don't know where the next round is. The mystery track. So yeah, I appreciate everyone watching, and see you in the next one. Cheers.